Hey y'all. It's me again. It's been a while. So there has been a change, a shift in our faith. I've recently had a revelation, a realization, whatever you want to call it. I've been, just talking with God about this. What am I supposed to do? And seeking God on this and asking for confirmation. And so there has been a complete turnaround, a complete shift in our faith. And I'm excited to share with y'all. Where our family is right now and what's going on with us right now. I know I've got a lot of comments, people saying, hey, where are you at? Are you in Mexico yet? What's going on? Because I have just been, kind of dead air on YouTube for like maybe 2 months now. It's been a while. Anyway, and I know I'm going to get a lot of hateful comments, I'm sure, but what's new? There's always somebody, a negative Nelly or whatever. You can't make everybody happy. So if you have something negative to say, I mean, your comments are welcome. It boosts the comments in my comment section. I'll have more comments. So go ahead, say something. Go ahead, say something negative. I have plenty of people that love my family and support us. And anyway, before I get to that though, Juju had something she wanted to say. This is my youngest daughter, Juliana, and we call her Juju. And she's 7.5. And what do you want to say, darling? Go ahead.
This is my dad's book about in English. I asked my grandma to get it for me, and here it is.
There it is. Here, let me show them the words. Daddy has this book in English. I mean, in Spanish. I did it too. Daddy has this book in Spanish, and Juju saw it in English, and she really, really wanted it. Y'all look at these words. Like, these are little bitty, a lot of words. Like, these are for grown-ups, and this child can read it with no problem. She is a fantastic reader. So, anyway. All right, tell everybody hi and bye.
Hi, bye.
All right, go back with sister and shut that door, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, darling. Okay, so where have I been? There every time I try to make a move toward getting me and the girls to Mexico, it's like the door is shut. Even selling our house. The house is my grandfather co-signed for my mother 20 years ago on this house. And then over a year ago, because my grandparents had passed away and my mother couldn't afford to keep making the payments and wasn't even living there anyway, was living in Missouri. So Bird and I took over payments, and she kind of shifted the house over to us, and we're paying on the house. And this is, I grew up in this house, at least part of my childhood anyway. And so that's where we live. That's where we've been living for over a year, since last January when we left the ranch. And anyway, so the plan, I had to borrow like over $3,000 from a friend to pay for the plane tickets and the bus tickets and everything to go down and see Bird for the first time. And the plan was, sell the house. Whenever you sell the house, then pay me back that money. Right now, I'm just making payments on it. But every time I try to do something to get us to Mexico, the door's shut. I can't even sell the house right now because certain things, the paperwork was not done correctly 20 years ago. There were certain things that were not notarized or not notarized correctly. So I can't even sell the house right now. We can't even put it into my name officially because things weren't done right 20 years ago. Trying to move my business and get us down to Mexico. It's just like one closed door after another closed door after another closed door. And it's just not going smoothly at all. It's every time I turn around, it's like there's a door slammed shut in my face. And sorry, I'm getting emotional about this because it has been 9 months without my husband here. And man, it sucks. It really does. And I've only got to see him twice since he's been gone. And so anyway, sorry, I'm getting distracted. I even took notes and I'm just getting off track. So I've been asking God, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? God, I want to follow you. I don't care where we live. I don't care. I don't care if God moves us to China. I don't care. I just want my family to be together. And I do know that one day, Bert and I truly believe that one day we are going to have a home in Mexico. We're going to be down there. We're going to have a ministry, and we're going to be helping the people in this area. But a few things have happened. A few things have happened within the last 3 years. And with all these doors shut, I've just really been seeking God the past several weeks on what am I supposed to do? Okay. So I'm just going to tell you a few of the things that have happened. So 2.5 years ago, I was at church and I was just worshiping, and I felt so strong in my spirit. Like God said, ask me what I want. What do you want, Jennifer? What do you want? And, I gave the whole generic, I just want my family happy and healthy and, blah, blah, blah. And, Lord, use us and whatever you want, God, that's what I want. And I felt like he said, no, 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 what do you want? And I felt almost like this question was being pulled out of me. I had such a strong desire to ask for my husband's papers. So I did. And I broke down crying in front of God on my knees. And I said, God, I want my husband to have his papers. Everything we've tried for all these years, nothing works. The door's always slammed shut in our face. There's not all we've been asking for is a path. Just, we'll walk down whatever path. We'll walk through whatever door, but there was no path for us. There was no door to even, with a doorknob. Like there was literally nothing we can do. And the lawyers for years just kept telling us, I'm sorry, you have to wait until the law changes. You have to wait till the law changes. He originally came over here and he did not have a sponsor because he obviously came over before I met him. Excuse me. He didn't have a sponsor here. He did not own land or a business in Mexico. He was not in the Mexican military. He was not a student. The most common way, from what I understand, for people to get their papers to come here, their legal papers, is they have to have a sponsor here. He didn't have any of that when he first came over. He tried to come over with papers first. He tried to do it the right way and come legally. But he got told no. And so he did it the wrong way. Now, I don't regret that he did that at all because, and he doesn't either, because if he had not come illegally the first time, then I never would have met him. And we would not have that beautiful little girl that you see there. So we don't regret that at all. And him not having his papers is not for lack of trying. We have been trying for years. Okay. So I felt like God was like pulling me or leading me to ask for Bird's papers. So I did. And I felt like his answer was basically like, okay, hold on. That's what I felt like the response was. And then, nothing happened for a while. And then a year later, I have a friend who just calls me out of the blue one day and she says, hey, I believe that God is telling me something for you. And this person she's had like 2 other words for me in the past. One time, back when I was in high school, and we weren't even that close at this time. And my mom and I, my little sister, my mom was a single mom, raising me and my younger sister, who was like 10 years younger than me. And we lived in poverty for many, many years. And at this one particular time, our electric bill was fixing to get cut off. We needed $88 or it was going to get cut off. Oh my goodness. I have got to go delete some videos and make some room. Hang on. Sorry about that. I have memory problems with my phone because I can't figure out how to get it to save to the SD card, and it saves it in my phone. And anyway, okay, so the $88. So we were really poor growing up, and we needed $88 at this one particular time, or our electricity was going to get cut off. And Mom had been praying, God give me a job. She was a disabled artist. And so sometimes there weren't any jobs. There wasn't enough money. And so anyway, we went ahead and went to church that Thursday night, like, we always did. Our church was on Thursday instead of Wednesday at that time. But anyway, and so this friend, she comes up to my mom, and my mom had not announced it, had not told anybody this is how much she needed, other than like super close friends and family, asking if they could help. And she came up to my mom and she said, this is a really weird number, and I don't know why, but I really feel like God is telling me to give you this. It's $88, and I'm sorry it's a weird number. I don't know why, but I want to be obedient, and here it is. And of course, that's exactly the amount that we needed. Our electricity was going to be cut off. Some of y'all might not believe that God still speaks to us, but I'm living proof. I'm here to tell you God does speak to us. Most of us are just not listening. Um, okay, and I know I'm not saying that everybody who says, well, God said, the Lord said. No, no, there's a lot of people out there that are saying the Lord said when the Lord didn't say. That's taking the Lord's name in vain. And that's not right. But to go to the other end of the ditch and say that God never speaks to us, well, that's not right either. God does speak to us. Most of us are just not listening. Um, okay, so anyway, so this is the person who she said that she felt like she had a word for me, the $88, and then there was another word at one time after that, and she was really accurate. And so, all right, so I'm listening. What did God tell you? And the gist of it was, look, things are going to be really fantastic eventually, but before you get to that point, you're going to go through a huge storm. Basically, you're going to have to walk through hell before you get to that point. But don't give up and don't lose hope and hold on to me while you're going through that, and I'll get you through it. So that was basically the word. That was a year and a half ago. Okay, things were going pretty good at the time. We lived on the ranch. Things were great. We didn't really have any super trials or storms or anything like that. And, here I was waiting. It was almost a year later before anything actually happened. It was 9 months later before anything happened. And, then my husband got arrested and he got deported because of someone else's DUI. And we had no trial. There was nothing we could do. And within days, he was just gone. And immigration said 20 years. And I realized here recently that I never stopped to ask God what he wanted. What did he say? Sorry, there's a fly in here. I made the decision to pack my family up and move my girls to Mexico based on what immigration said, not based on what God said. I truly believe that God doesn't want him to come back illegally because I've had a lot of people ask me that. A lot of people saying, hey, look what the new president's doing. I'm not going to get into the politics and all that stuff. I'm not on one side or the other, to be honest, because both sides have faults. Both sides have hate. Both sides have good points. Both sides have bad points. The truth is in the middle between the two parties, if we're being honest. But anyway, a lot of people say, hey, look what the new president's doing. Why don't you just get him back over here real quick? And you would not believe the amount of people that I have had offered to either completely pay for him to come back illegally or offer to donate and to help get him back over here. And as tempting as that is, Bird and I both agree that if God wanted him here undocumented, without papers, then God would not have allowed him to be deported in the first place. We did nothing wrong. We followed the rules, and it still happened. We were as careful as you could possibly be, and this still happened. And so I believe, and Bird believes, we believe that if God wanted him here without papers, if he wanted him here undocumented, then he would still be here and he would not have been deported. So we believe that God is going to use this to do something amazing. And for 9 months since Bird got arrested, I have been asking God, hey, what am I supposed to do? I feel like I can't hear you. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And immigration said 20 years, so obviously I have to move my girls in out of Mexico. And the only thing that I feel, and it's just the most faint little feeling, is write a letter. The most faint, still, quiet, soft spoken, write a letter. And my flesh, my brain, pushed it away because what's a letter going to do? Really, who's going to read my letter? Nobody important is going to read my letter, and it's not going to make a difference. Immigration said 20 years, so 20 years it is. So here recently, I've got several comments from several different people, and they're like, yeah, when Bird gets back over here, or when Bird gets back over here, and I'm like, God, are you going to bring Bird back? And all I keep hearing is write a letter. Just write a letter. And, sorry. So this was the realization that I've had recently is, my goodness, I've been hearing write a letter this whole time. And I made a decision to move my family to Mexico based on what immigration says. But immigration does not have authority over God. God has authority over immigration. God has the ultimate authority. And just because immigration said 20 years, that doesn't mean that God said the same thing. So when God is leading you, He's not going to show you the entire path all at once. It's like you're crossing the river in the dark and the fog and you can't see anything. And God said, here's the first stepping stone. Step on this and trust me that when you get there, I'm going to have the next step ready for you. You don't need to see the path all the way across that dark, foggy river right now. Just trust me and take that first step and just trust that the next step will be ready when it's time. Like, that's how we're supposed to walk through life. That's how we're supposed to walk through these storms. And I've been sitting here on the riverbank the whole time, refusing to take that first step. Now I believe that first step is to write a letter. So I have been asking God for more confirmation. God, if this is what we're doing, if this is the plan, if He's coming back here, because everything, like I said, trying to move me and the girls to Mexico, the door's been shut. The doors are slammed on our faces and nothing's working. And I believe that if God's hand was in the girls and I moving to Mexico now, if God's hand was in that at this time, there would be an open door somewhere. But all these doors are shut. So that's what I've been praying about, talking, with God about, and trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do? So I believe, and I believe that God has shown me a lot of confirmation in different ways through different people, that He's going to use this to bring my husband back. But I don't know the next step yet until I write this letter. So I'm almost finished with it. I've just got to go through and, like fine tune it and spell check it and all this kind of stuff. But I've got the first draft of my letter written and I'm almost done. I also called an immigration lawyer and set up an appointment for Wednesday in 2 days. And, we've done this for 8 years, talking to all kinds of different immigration lawyers all over Oklahoma and Texas. And we've always gotten the same response. No, that's the response. We've been told so many times, don't even worry about filling out an application because it's going to get rejected. And then they're going to come get him and deport him. And so we've been stuck there. But I believe this situation is different. I believe that, the way he was arrested, he was wrongfully arrested on somebody else's DUI. He wasn't doing anything wrong. We didn't even get a trial. I don't know what he's going to do, but I will tell you that the more impossible a situation seems, the more glory God gets. And I'm not trusting what my eyes see and what my ears hear. I'm trusting in my God. It wouldn't be faith if I could see all the steps. It wouldn't be called faith if I knew exactly what was going to happen. So I have hope that God is going to use this to bring my husband back. And faith without works is dead. So I am stepping out in faith and living my life as though God is 100% bringing my husband back. We have the thing that really kind of got all this started is I love springtime and I love planting my garden and I love flowers and all this kind of stuff. And every year, into January, I start preparing my garden and I was so frustrated and stressed and confused and I just broke down. I'm like, God, what am I supposed to do? Can I plant a garden or not? Because what's the point of planting a garden if we're just fixing to move to Mexico? But it's already been so many months. Am I going to be here long enough for a garden? What am I going to do? And that's really what started this whole process recently and this realization that I've had. And so we are planting a garden. We are planting seeds. We're planting physical seeds and we're planting spiritual seeds. We are living our life as though Bird is basically just on vacation and he is going to come back soon, legally with papers. And a lot of people may think I'm naive. Some people might think, oh, I'm just too scared. I'm scared. I don't want to move to Mexico. if that's what y'all think, y'all do not know me. Anybody that knows me in real life, they know how excited I am to live in Mexico one day. I love Mexico. God put it in my heart over 3 years ago, that we were going to move to Mexico one day. I have loved, since I was a teenager, I have loved the culture, the food, the language. Before I ever even met a Mexican, I loved the culture, and I would listen to Spanish music and loved it, blared it in my car, and had no clue what they were saying. I worked at Jack in the Box for a year as soon as I graduated high school, and I picked up a lot of Spanish there, and it just made me love it more and more. So I've always dreamed about living in Mexico one day. I'm not scared to move to Mexico. I'm excited about it, to be honest, but I don't think that's what we're supposed to do just yet. I believe that God is going to use this situation to somehow get my husband his papers, and then my husband is going to be able to walk across that border with his head held high and his papers in hand. That's what I believe. And if you don't believe that, that's okay. That's okay. I'm telling you, watch my God work. My God is going to do something amazing with this. And it's going to have to be a miracle, because as of right now, we've always been told no. But I believe God is going to do something amazing with this. I'm sorry for being so emotional. This is a very emotional situation. I will try to do better at making more videos and keeping y'all more updated, but I didn't really know what to say the past few weeks, because I didn't really know what direction we were going. I didn't know what we were doing, and I was literally in the process of asking God, what am I supposed to do? Which direction are we going? Are we going left? Are we going right? What are we doing here? So I believe I've got enough confirmation to be able to say with confidence that I believe God is going to bring my husband back and is going to work a miracle somehow and get my husband his papers. All we're asking for is a path, just a door that we can walk through, because for 8 years, no amount of money, no amount of time, no amount of anything that we could have done, was able to get him his papers. It's not about money. People think, well, just go pay it, you just go pay the $1,000 or whatever. It's not about the money. We have one lawyer in Oklahoma City that we'd already paid $3,500 to, and nothing. So it's not about the money. It's not about, oh, well, it's just so hard. There's a difference between hard and impossible. And it has been impossible for 8 years. So anyway, there's that. I also wanted to say, for those of you that saw my last video where I had lost 77 pounds, I have kept losing. And the last time I got on the scale, I was down by 90 pounds, 90. Super excited. I'm going to put a little before and after. It's really embarrassing to say how much I weigh. It's even more embarrassing to say how much I did weigh, but I know I'm not the only one. And maybe if you're a big girl, maybe if you're a big guy, maybe this will encourage you. But this is a before when I was 350 pounds, and then now current at 260. So here it is. All right. People want to ask, I know everybody's going to ask, what are you doing? What are you doing? I am doing fasting, intermittent fasting, carnivore, and kind of a meat-based keto. So for the most part, I do 1 meal a day, and it's animal-based. And I have healed so many things in my body. I used to be type 2 diabetic, and I was on metformin. I was not on insulin shots yet, but I was on metformin, completely reversed my diabetes. I had IBS, like so bad. Pizza Hut and Sonic were the worst. For some reason, my IBS was so bad. If I ate Pizza Hut or Sonic, before I was done eating, I had to go to the bathroom. It was so bad. What else? Last time I went and got my eyes checked, the eye doctor was amazed and flabbergasted at how did I improve my astigmatism. And I'm like, it's probably the fasting, because there's been so many people who have, sorry, somebody's calling. I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode. Anyway, there's been people that have come out of fasting and not even needed their glasses anymore. So I'll do another video on that one day and get into depth, but that's basically what I'm doing. My phone's about to run out of stuff too. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, I'm checking my notes real quick. As far as the losing 90 pounds, I'm doing pretty good on my diet and staying on it. However, there was Easter, and then my birthday is today, on the 5th. And so I'm like, yeah, I want birthday cake and I want Easter candy. And so I'm going to get back on my diet tomorrow. Let's see here. Oh, Bird. An update on Bird and the girls. The girls are doing good. We're doing good. We are just crazy missing each other so much. Bird today, because he had went to Playa del Carmen and was there for a few months, which was perfect timing, which I know was God, because a couple in our church had bought tickets for me and the girls, and he just happened to be 1 hour from the airport instead of 7 hours from the airport. But city life is kind of getting to him right now, so he's going. Sorry. One of these days I'll figure out how to do all this technology crap and get I think my camera's crooked. Whatever, I don't care. Okay, you can still see me, right? Anyway, so city life was kind of getting to Bird, and he just kind of needed a break from the city. He wanted to spend time with his mom. So literally today, he just rode a bus back down to the jungle, back where the village is, and he's going to stay with his mom for maybe a month and see what happens then. Maybe he'll be back over here before the end of the month. So he may be going back to the city. He may stay down there with his mom. He's going to go take care of some cattle on a ranch of one of his friends. And so that's what he's going to be doing. There's no electricity and definitely no internet or signal at this ranch. So he may have to stay there for 2 or 3 days at a time, and then go back to his mom's where they have Wi-Fi on the hut. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen the little Wi-Fi antenna up on this little hut. But anyway, so I may have to go 2 or 3 days without hearing from him, which is going to be really hard because we talk every day, we video chat every day. Here's a picture of us doing our family video chat one night. Okay, and let's see, I told you about my appointment with the lawyer. Sorry, I'm going over my notes, and this is why I don't like doing notes, because I'm sitting here reading my notes, making sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, I guess I've got it all. So anyway, all that to say, we're believing that God's going to bring him back here. I believe that I was wrong these past almost 9 months, and just totally changing our life based on what immigration said, and didn't even stop to ask God what his plan is with this. So finally I slowed down enough and finally listened, and I'm finally writing the letter and just trusting God. And okay, so there's where I'm at, and I'm going to try to do better at getting videos. I know this was a really long video. If you've made it this far, then you really must be interested in my story. You really must love my family, and I really appreciate you. Y'all are great, and for every one negative comment, there's over 100 fantastic, encouraging comments, and y'all show me so much love and so much support from my family. Man, I love y'all. Y'all are awesome. Y'all have a great day. Y'all be blessed.